Hi everyone, I'm Adra. Welcome to your yoga practice. So today we have an awesome practice that you can do every day. You could either do it first thing in the morning or maybe as a break from work or maybe before a workout. So let's get started. Go ahead and begin at hands and knees. So bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Spread your fingers nice and wide. We'll start with some cow and cat. Inhale your chest forward, tailbone up, stretch out the belly. Exhale, round your back into your cat. Tuck your chin and your pelvis. Inhaling cow, opening the front of the body. And exhaling cat. We'll keep going a few more times here. Follow your own breath. And find a nice neutral spine. Stretch your right leg back and bring it parallel to the earth. And reach your opposite arm forward. Take an inhale here. Really actively push your right palm down into the ground. Then exhale, elbow and knee touch, round the back. Feel your abdominals engage. Inhale, stretch the arm, stretch the leg. Exhale, bend. A few more times here. Follow your breath. Next time you're nice and long, go ahead and pause. Keep the leg lifted, release the hand, and bend your right knee. And take some big circles with your right knee, getting into your hip joint. So watching that your shoulders are down the back, elbows are straight, so the tendency is to sort of sink down. Keep pushing those arms down. Circle the other way. You might feel your hips starting to burn a little here, that's normal. And release your right knee down. Switching sides, stretch your left leg back, bring it parallel to the earth. Opposite arm forward. So same thing here, really strong base of support. Actively push your left palm down into the ground. Inhale to begin. Exhale, elbow and knee touch, rounding out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend, engaging the abdominals. Keep going, follow your breath. Next time you're nice and long, go ahead and pause, hold. Keep your leg lifted, release your hand, and bend your left knee. Big circles with the knee getting into the hip joint. So same thing, keep those elbows straight. Back of the neck is nice and long, in line with the rest of the spine. Circle the other way. Oops. Keep going. And then coming back to center, release the knee. Tuck your toes under. Set the shoulders low, back of the neck long, and hover your knees a few inches off the ground. Just holding for a few breaths here. As you inhale, let your belly really expand. And then exhale, pull your belly button towards the spine. Make your waist nice and small. 2 more times. Inhale, belly expands. And exhale, release. Last time, inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly button towards the spine. Knees come wide, down on the mat, untuck the toes. Sit all the way back, child's pose. Forehead can rest all the way down onto the mat. Soften the jaw. And just let your body sink down for a few breaths. Let your breath slow down and smooth out. And on your next inhale, start to shift yourself forward and lift all the way up, downward facing dog. So first down dog, go ahead and pedal out your feet or sway the hips, move in whatever way feels nice to your body right now. Go ahead and find stillness. Reach the tailbone nice and high. Actively push your palms into the mat. And inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrist. Pause just for a second, feel your abdominals, and then step your foot forward between the hands. Keep your left hand planted, reach your right arm up, taking a nice twist. If you'd like, you could circle your wrist here a little bit. And just go both directions if you're doing that. And release your right hand all the way down to the mat. Go up onto the tips of the fingers. That way you have a little bit of space. If your hamstrings are feeling tight, you could always take your hands on blocks or some textbooks so that you have some height. And then on your inhale, bend your back knee. Let your chest lift a little bit. Exhale, straighten out both legs just as far as they go. So we're looking for a nice hamstring stretch here. Inhale as you bend. And exhale as you straighten. And of course, the leg doesn't need to straighten all the way. You just go where you can. Keep going. Follow your breath. Next time the legs are straight or towards straight, go ahead and pause for a moment. Just holding for an extra breath, feeling that nice stretch. And then soften your front knees. Step your back foot forward just a little bit, a small step so you can get the back heel down on the ground. Bend into your front knee until that knee is about over the ankle and lift the torso all the way up. Warrior one. Soften those shoulders down away from the ears. Square the hips, so right hip is pulling back. As you inhale, straighten your front leg, reach nice and tall. Exhale, bend the front knee, hinge forward, sweep your arms back, hover over your front thigh. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, bend and hinge. A few more times here, follow your breath. Next time you're hinging forward, go ahead and pause. Keep squaring the hips, then reach your arms back, interlace your fingers. If you can't interlace, you can grab opposite elbows instead. Pull the shoulder blades together, lengthen the spine as you inhale. Then exhale, hinge further forward into humble warrior. You could rest on your thigh or move to the inside of that right leg. Reach those knuckles up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable. If that hurts your shoulders, just lower your arms against the back. Couple of breaths. Gently release the hands all the way down to the front of the mat. Step forward, back foot meets the front. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, arms sweep up, reaching tall, finding your full height here. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to a plank, hold your plank. If you need to, knees can definitely be down on the ground. Actively push those palms down into the earth. Squeeze those glutes. Few breaths. On your next exhale, bend your elbows back close to your ribs. Take your yoga push-up. Feel free to use your knees all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, lift your chest into cobra. Shoulders away from the ears, elbows are in. Exhale, lift all the way back up, downward facing dog. Finding the other side, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrist, pause for a second, and step the foot forward between the hands. Keep your right hand planted. Inhale your left arm up towards the ceiling. Circle your wrist if you'd like. Go the other way if you're doing that. And lower your left hand all the way down. Move on to the tips of the fingers or support your hands on some height. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, bend your front knee a little more. Back knee comes down to touch the ground, chest lifts. Exhale, straighten out the legs just as far as they go. Get that nice hamstring stretch. Inhale as you bend, chest lifting. Exhale as you straighten. Keep going, follow your breath. So you might pay attention here to how this side might feel different than the first side. So just noticing maybe this side feels a little easier, or maybe it's tighter, or maybe you feel the stretch in a different place. So just noticing. That's a lot of what yoga is about, is simply paying attention. What is happening with your body here and now? Next time your legs are straight, go ahead and pause. Holding here for an extra breath, feeling that beautiful stretch. And soften your front knee so you can step your back foot forward just a step to get that right heel down on the mat. Bend your left knee a little more, and inhale, lift yourself all the way up high. Shoulders relaxed, warrior one, square those hips. Feeling your nice strong foundation, feet actively pushing into the mat. Inhale, straighten that front leg, keep reaching the arms up. Exhale, bend the front knee, hinge forward, arms sweep back. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, bend and hinge. Few more times here, follow your breath. Next time you're hinging forward, go ahead and pause. Feel free to stay here or interlace your fingers. Again, on this side, you have that option to grab opposite elbows if that feels better on the body. As you inhale, first lengthen the spine for a moment. Then exhale, hinge a little further forward if that feels okay on the body. Feel free to play with where your arms are so that they're nice and comfortable, or that you get a nice stretch. Paying attention, noticing, are you clenching anywhere you don't need to be? Often in the jaw. So if that's happening, encourage that to soften. Release the hands all the way down front of the mat. Step forward, back foot meets the front. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to stand, arms sweep up, reaching tall, pause at the top. Exhale, bend the knees, chair pose. So keep reaching the arms up. If this hurts your shoulders, bend the elbows, cactus those arms, so you're kind of in this 90-degree angle with those elbows. Hips go back, belly is in. Holding here, few breaths. And release, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to a plank. Inhale at the top of your plank. Exhale, yoga push-up, bend those elbows back, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest, cobra pose, shoulders away from the ears, stretch out that belly. Exhale all the way up, downward facing dog. Take your time here. Go ahead and start to walk your feet forward towards the front of the mat. As you do this, feel that stretch in the hamstrings. If you need to, you can always bend your knees. Then once you reach the top, heel toe your feet about as wide as your mat. Go ahead and sit all the way back. Malasana yogi squat. So your toes are pointed slightly out, heels in. Press those knees open and find length. So instead of just dumping down and sinking, you want to lengthen the spine, so you have to work those muscles slightly. If this hurts your knees, come up higher. That's totally fine. One other option would be to have your heels lifted. Couple more breaths. And slowly lower yourself all the way down. Feel free to use your arms to help yourself out. Knees are bent, feet forward, arms come forward. Nice and slowly here, one vertebra at a time, articulate your spine all the way down, bone by bone, so take your time, no rush. So you can just let yourself release, relax a little at the bottom. Then bend your knees a little bit more so that your ankles are about underneath your knees. Arms push down into the mat. We'll just go into a bridge here. So nice and slow, one vertebra at a time, tuck your pelvis under and slowly peel your spine up off the mat. Squeezing those glutes. Push those arms down. You can keep your arms here, or if you'd rather, feel free to interlace your fingers behind your back. If you're doing that, it might feel nice to rock those shoulders underneath your body a little bit more. Several deep breaths here. Go ahead and release your hands. Slowly articulate your spine back down onto the mat. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock a little side to side for a second here. We'll go into a quick stretch. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, figure four. So you could keep your left foot on the ground, or if you'd like, lift the foot up and grab a hold of the thigh or the shin. Actively push your right knee away from your shoulder if that feels okay. So instead of letting it just sort of sink towards your chest, you're using the muscles in that right hip to push away. Nice smooth breaths. And go ahead and release. And we'll switch sides, cross the other ankle over the thigh. Maybe you stay with the right foot on the mat or lift that right foot off the ground, interlace the fingers, pull the leg in. Release, pull both knees into your chest. Be kind to your body here. We're going to rock up and down the length of the spine a few times. If that doesn't feel good, you can always skip this. We're gonna come all the way up into seated here. So once you're there, go ahead and sit up. You can cross your legs or sit back on your heels if you'd rather. And then find a nice comfortable position. You can close the eyes. There's no rush. If you need to take a pillow to sit on it, that's fine. And once you're there, with the shoulders release, feel your spine nice and long. Head over your rib cage over your pelvis. We're just here for a minute. Focus on your breath. All of your attention, paying attention to the full deep inhale and the complete exhale. Let's take one breath together. Deep inhale through your nose, fill up, and let it out your mouth. Palms touch in front of your chest, in front of your heart. Take a moment here to acknowledge yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. Namaste. Thanks everyone for practicing with me today.